Folks, I'm not going to say this is an internet hoax. I'm not going to say this is just an internet made-up crap report lower than Pulp Fiction. No. I'm going to give this next video the title, The Alex Jones Gay Frog Dossier. And it's just incredibly important because not only did I find a dossier online saying that John McCain is actually a lesbian, and actually quite ugly one at that. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's worse than that. He is actually Rosie O'Donnell puts on like a plastic skull cap and everything and goes out and then pretends to be a U.S. senator I read it in the dossier. And again, this next video is real too. This is the gay frog dossier. We've been caught. It's all over. And until this has been disproven, even though there's no proof, I'm just going to keep using the word dossier, and I'm going to step down and suspend my election as president until the gay frog situation has been cleared up, which it can't ever be cleared up. But ladies and gentlemen, just wait to get to the video. We're talking about gay frog orgies here. I'm really ashamed that they caught me in this, but here it is.
So when I'm shopping for a new gravity-fed water filter, for some reason, every now and then, I can't help but feel like I'm under attack by globalists.
Now, you know that the globalists are filling our water with radioactive isotopes, fluoride, lead, mercury, arsenic.
For some reason, this makes me uncomfortably angry. Like I'm being conditioned or something, and it just makes me want to buy a bigger, better water filter.
Also, they have the Pro Pure Big, probably one of the best values out there.
Anyway, once I've finished, I really feel like I've accomplished something. I'll be damned if I'm just going to sit here and let the globalists poison me and my family. I have a duty, a responsibility, to get rid of this brainwashing.
Ah! Ah! We know we're under attack! We know it! We're breaking the conditioning!
But then the humble merchant promoting his excellent wares will say something really out there like,
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay!
And I'm just like, why the fuck would the globalists want gay frogs? I mean, a part of me knows that it's part of an organised campaign to save the Earth by depopulating the planet of humans using the gay agenda.
Yeah, there it is, the gay bomb. Look it up for yourself.
So I did. I went out of my way to do Young Turk's level of research by going to Google and typing in, are the globalists turning the frogs gay? It's exactly what I thought. Google confirms they are turning the frogs gay. I couldn't believe that gay frogs was such big news, so I opened up a Healthy Living blog to find out more. They had an article titled, What do gay frogs tell us about our water and ourselves? They say they find themselves puzzled by recent scientific findings about the influence of endocrine disruptors on sexual behaviour in male South African claw frogs. After being exposed in a laboratory environment to EPA-approved levels of atrazine, the second most commonly used herbicide in the US, as well as a fairly common endocrine disruptor found in water supplies, these male frogs underwent significant change in behaviour. The frogs exposed to the atrazine, as opposed to the control group who weren't, started exhibiting distinct homosexual behaviour. Not only did they engage in homosexual sex with one another, as the attending scientist Tyrone Hayes PhD said of the frogs, their behaviour became feminized. To be clear, they didn't just behave like females, but actually started producing eggs, which, fertilized by normal male frogs, produced male offspring. In general, if you go to an environment that's contaminated with atrazine, you find more hermaphroditic or abnormally developed males, and this hormone or endocrine disruptor, like others, poses significant risk to all populations, animal, human, homosexual and otherwise. So naturally I thought to myself, well, these sound like conspiracy theorists. So I decided to look at the study myself and see what the frog scientists had to say about it. Atrazine induces complete feminization and chemical castration in male African clawed frogs. And I was like, well, that's exactly what the globalists want. I had a look at the abstract. Atrazine-exposed males were both demasculinized, chemically castrated, and completely feminized as adults. 10% of the exposed genetic males developed into functional females that copulated with unexposed males and produced viable eggs. I was gobsmacked. They're not just turning the frogs gay, they're turning the frogs trans. The humble merchant didn't go far enough. Atrazine-exposed males suffered from depressed testosterone, decreased breeding gland size, demasculinized feminized laryngeal development, suppressed mating behaviour, reduced spermatogenesis, and decreased fertility. And I thought to myself, where have I seen all of that before?
I need feminism because in a world governed by the current gender roles applied to men and women, I would not be very successful at that. If all of a sudden I found myself time traveled back into the 1950s, being married with 2 kids, having to provide for the family, having to make all the decisions completely for everyone in the house, oh god, I would not do well at that at all. I'm shy, I'm passive, I'm definitely not good at making decisions for other people. That would be bad news bears.
And then I just thought, holy shit, there it is. Literal proof that we're under attack by globalists. There's a frog genocide happening right under our eyes that's literally going to end in a gay frog orgy until the entire species is wiped out, and nobody cares. No wonder Alex Jones is so angry. He's just an environmentalist.
I think my testosterone's going up. This happens every time I start working out a lot again. And I swam 2 miles this morning pretty hard, and ate a big fat steak last night that's full of hormones, testosterone on its own right. So I'm going a little bit wild today, excuse me. There's a YouTube channel with a video titled The Gay Frog Holocaust. And it takes clips of myself promoting water filtration systems and then intersperses it in with news articles for the mainstream media, basically making fun of the fact that I talk about gay frogs. And the individual that seems to have a pretty funny satire channel then went out and found actual news articles and studies saying exactly that. And that's the point I've been making for 20 years, is that the established science shows that a whole bunch of different chemicals that are in the plastics that we're basically using in our daily lives is lowering our fertility, increasing different forms of cancer, and confusing the sexual development in animals across the animal kingdom, amphibians, fish, mammals. It's also happening. Ornithologists that study birds are showing this is going on. And we all know about DDT and how it was making the eggs thinner of bald eagles. I mean, that was happening. Well, there's a bunch of other chemicals that are just as bad or worse that are wreaking massive havoc with our endocrine levels, all of it. There are, when I say tens of thousands of studies, there's tens of thousands of studies sometimes per chemical. Now, we've had big victories the last few years with things like bisphenol A, and it was a consumer victory. Women got educated about it, cared about their kids and their family, began to not buy Tupperware and things that were, or Tupperware style products that had bisphenol A in it, so now you see BPA free. Then a whole new revolution has to start because a lot of the replacements weren't that good either, but more and more people are going back to glass, you name it. So there's a lot to be learned here. Another big endocrine disruptor, or estrogen mimicker, just to really focus on what it does, is obviously Roundup. Everybody knows that glyphosate, that's the scientific name for it, is now carcinogenic. Now, just a decade ago or so, they would deny that. So yes, mainstream media can take out of context what I say and what I do, or they can imply I'm trying to fearmonger to sell things. Let's explain something. I am absolutely fearmongering. Where does the word monger come from? I mean, it's turned into this negative term. People yelling, hey, we got fresh fish to sell. In Japan or in the United States are called fish mongers, and they yell, we got cod, we got bluefin tuna, we got yellowfin tuna, we got oysters, I mean, it's simply telling you what we've got. So yes, I'm a very moral person. At a superstitious level, I want to explain something. I'm innately superstitious in that I don't do things to people that I don't want done to me. I innately have experienced it come back on me, okay? And anybody who's tuned into reality knows this. So let's explain something. I only sell things that I personally have researched and I believe in. I went out and didn't have a gravity-fed filter system as a sponsor for 4 years because I couldn't find one that was high enough quality. And I'm not going to go into all of it, but let's just say some of the ones I've been promoting over the years that were high quality, our listeners suddenly weren't happy with them. So I went and checked them and learned that they had a new manufacturer and it just wasn't as good for me. Maybe it's great for you. For 4 years, we didn't sell water filters at InfoWarsStore.com. It's very, very simple. Because I couldn't find the highest quality. Now that void got filled. We have 3 different companies with the test, super high quality. They're all apples and oranges. Some things are better at this, some things are better at that, but they all reduce to non-detectable or very, very close. Hundreds of horrible things from bisphenol A to, I mean, the list just goes on and on. Glyphosates, MBTA, fuel additive. I mean, whether you've got well water or whether you've got any other type of tap water, doesn't matter. Unless it's rainwater, and even that can be corrupted with all the stuff in the jet stream from China mainly, especially if you're in the Midwest. No water is pure, okay? And if you do reverse osmosis, it's fine, but then it takes out the good minerals. So I recommend you add minerals back in if you're doing reverse osmosis. By the way, we sell those. We sell the #1 brand that's at a low cost. We sell it all. Shower filters, you name it. Well, we don't sell distilled water. Distilled water is an amazing detoxifier. It's a chelator. But you drink nothing but that for a few weeks, you might have a seizure, folks. So that's how serious all of this is. So research water, it's key to the body. The body's 70+% water. Find out what's happening to us through the water and learn it's not a joke. And yes, then I end up selling things that I personally use, that I personally believe in a symbiotic relationship. You get a good filter at a good price. You support the broadcast that's supporting the First Amendment. That's what it comes down to on every single front. But I love how this satire piece has got a lot of leftists and people actually listening now, and it's gone viral. So I'm going to grab it from this fellow's channel, link to him to give him credit. Love to have him on as a guest. Sounds like a smart guy. And, hopefully have some symbiotic promotion of human awakening.
Talk show host is Alex Jones. He's a conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host Alex Jones.
Alex Jones.
Jones is the wildly popular conspiracy theorist.
Radio talk show host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones.
Deeply, I think, racist.
I just got called racist by MSNBC.
I don't want that man to have a gun.
1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms.
The Alex Jones Show. Watch the free stream live at Infowars.com/show.
Folks, I'm not going to say this is an internet hoax. I'm not going to say this is just an internet made up crap report lower than Pulp Fiction. No. I'm going to give this next video the title, The Alex Jones Gay Frog Dossier. And it's just incredibly important because not only did I find a dossier online saying that John McCain is actually a lesbian, and actually quite ugly one at that. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's worse than that. He is actually Rosie O'Donnell puts on like a plastic skull cap and everything and goes out and then pretends to be a U.S. senator I read it in the dossier. And again, this next video is real too. This is the gay frog dossier. We've been caught. It's all over. And until this has been disproven, even though there's no proof, I'm just going to keep using the word dossier, and I'm going to step down and suspend my election as president until the gay frog situation has been cleared up, which it can't ever be cleared up. But, ladies and gentlemen, just wait to get to the video. We're talking about gay frog orgies here. I'm really ashamed that they caught me in this, but here it is.
So, when I'm shopping for a new gravity-fed water filter, for some reason, every now and then, I can't help but feel like I'm under attack by globalists.
Now, you know that the globalists are filling our water with radioactive isotopes, fluoride, lead, mercury, arsenic.
For some reason, this makes me uncomfortably angry, like I'm being conditioned or something, and it just makes me want to buy a bigger, better water filter.